everyone, I was doing the new Doors badge at 150%, and I had the following modifiers enabled. Electrical work, L Goblin's Payday, Out of Stuff, Wear of Terror, Soundproofing, Nowhere to Hide, Last Few Breaths, My Knees Are Killing Me, Bad Time, Battle of Wits, Itchy, Nosey, You Really Can Run, Rent's Due, and Stop Right There. If you want to know why I chose these following ones, it's basically because of minimal randomness, and I was confident I could control the game with these on. You might like a different setup, but I was really fond of this particular setup. So I have my footage here at 2 times speed, and you're going to see that 2 times speed isn't enough, and I'm going to have to skip ahead a lot. But with all these little effects in mind, one of the main concerns for me, and you might notice the quality is a little low here. The recording did not come out well. But one of the main concerns right now is I just start rushing through. I bought the lockpick. I don't believe I end up using it. But I am just rushing, rushing, rushing. So I can't pick up any items. I can't pick up any money. On top of that, predicting Rush is a little difficult since while I can hear Rush, the lights will not normally flicker when Rush appears because of one of my electrical selections on modifiers. I also have Nosey, which causes eyes here to appear more often. A bunch of little difficulties. I can't sit in closets very long since Hide will kick me out faster. Figure is faster. I think the chase scene starts sooner. A90 just appears randomly like that. I find beating A90 pretty easy. Now, I do make a pretty big mistake somewhere, I think early in the run. Let me just skip forward. Basically, a lot of times I'm waiting, making sure, by like a closet, right? I don't have rush hour on, so I don't have to worry about random rushes and I don't have Screech everywhere. Screech everywhere and rush hour, I just cannot play with. Screech everywhere can attack you in places that make it near impossible to deal with Screech easily, like in the middle of a chase scene or during Patrol's little attack. So you're just going to see me skipping ahead whenever I just start sitting next to a closet. This run, all in all, probably took me an hour just because I was trying to be so cautious, especially near the end where I was sweating. This game was making me sweat. So you're just going to go ahead and see me. Now you might remember I took the effect that gives me bad knees. At least if I remember right, I did. So whenever I crouch, I'm insanely slow. However, through testing with the randomizer, I learned that you could actually get through the chase scene without that messing up your run. I may or may not have the increased Timothy damage, which, if I did have that on, was a little concerning, but as long as I just open the correct ones, I'm fine. I think I had no sounds on. Yeah, you see, I was in that room for so long. Here, I make a big mistake. I go through the wrong door. Oh, no, wait. Okay, I go through the wrong door at another point. I go through the wrong door at some door. Maybe I do it later in the. Well, I guess I have to later in the run. So you see my general method of clearing this just boils down to caution, caution, and more caution at pretty much every point. And yeah, I miscounted, got hit by Halt. That absolutely devastated me. I can't heal through normal means because of the fact that I can't collect items, which does include healing items, and even if I tried looking for them, Timothy could kill me at my current health. So suffice to say, I was not even sure if I should continue the run, or if I should just let myself die and end the run. But I decided to push through because as of this run, I had never reached room 50 at 150%. That's right, this run was actually my best run so far. I I think my best before this was like room 45. So going from room 45 to 100 was a pretty big jump. Normally in a lot of these runs, I had the massive speed boosts. Here I didn't because I didn't have any of the randomizer effects. Suffice to say, the randomizer effects can give you good effects. So that's what I was mostly running with, but I just decided it was not consistent enough. Since I decided it wasn't consistent enough, I went with this nice and consistent build. Here I'm waiting for a figure, and whenever I can, I'm not sure that I have the volume to a good level. Let me raise that up for all of you. That might make the volume slightly better, but honestly, I don't think it'll come through too well for you. But yeah, if you for whatever reason can't hear because you've like jammed on or you're listening to this video, figure also will cause small little earthquakes wherever they walk. So going forward, I play this pretty methodically. It's pretty much the same as any normal figure, except figure is a little faster. You can see I spent a lot of time in here because of how methodical I was. I went behind that chair. My crouch was slow, so I had to be sometimes stand up. Going through this chair is one of the safest spots in the run. Then we skip ahead to me doing this code. And this code, I was on it for about a minute, gave up, went back over, redid the code, and then finally got through. So we are now at room 52. I decided for the memes to try to buy something. Unsurprisingly, I couldn't. So at this point, I was starting to feel a little more hopeful for the run. I thought, hey, there might actually be a small chance of me winning this. And now I went back here. I think I needed to AFK for a moment. And I like to AFK in rooms with light on since Screech couldn't attack me in them. So here, I'm pretty sure I had to do some internal logic, math, whatever. And eventually I figured out which door was correct, which was right over here, 54. By the way, if you're wondering why I didn't take certain effects and you're watching this later, there's a possibility that certain things got nerfed. Yeah, I got killed by Rush there. I purchased a revive. I'm not beating around the bush. I did revive there. I could have totally lived. If we take a moment and look back at when I died. Let's see. I was by closets. And I really dropped the ball when I died. But my death was so avoidable, but yeah, I decided to revive. Do better than me. Go in the closet. Now you see why I was being so careful. Because this is so easy to mess up. But yeah, I messed up really big at that one point. If you can't handle the revives, which I can't blame you if you can't, just don't make the mistake I did and go a little too far forward, a little too fast. Other than that, the rest of the run goes, I would say, perfectly. So, if you don't understand what I mean by perfect, well, I didn't get attacked by buffed halt because I didn't have buffed halt on. That's always a big plus. You can see these rooms are still pretty slow. 62. And then we're going to run through 64. At this point, my paranoia is pretty strong. Having died that one time, I was going, I can't afford a single mistake. I was basically sitting by that closet, ready to leap in there at the slightest sound of someone rushing me down. I think I do the same in there. Yep, I am scared as heck of messing up. Oh, and now figure chase number 2. I had the best time ever with this. Look at this. This is so easy. I'm just going left and right, left and right. Finally, there was one where I had to make 2 turns and another 2 turns. I have the bad crouch with my weakened knees, but that didn't even matter to me. Didn't even matter. So here I do a little bit of paranoia involving good old Rush potentially spawning. As you can see, it's mostly just A90. I run through, go in the closet because part of me, I'm not even sure when I go into the closet due to paranoia or when I actually hear Rush. If you're paranoid enough, you greatly raise your chances of winning. Of course, near the end, I started getting pretty confident and starting to Alt-Tab while waiting for Rush for extended periods. Alright, that leads us into 88. I keep playing it safe. I keep playing. You see that was a pretty long period. And now we enter the green rooms. This first room was blank. I don't think that's. Well, actually, no. If that being blank is fine, since now we're in the 91 to 99. We start off with an attack by Rush. Now I patiently wait to see if Rush awakened an attack of Rush. And I was fortunate enough to find out no. So going through the greenhouse, I have to be insanely careful looking at the floor. I technically have enough health to take at least one hit. I'm not risking it. I am inching across the floor, making sure that I don't step on one little trap. Because one trap could lead to a second, and if I have enough health, a third. I don't think I'd make it to a third, though. So, caution. Every time I open a door, I immediately run back into the light where there's a closet. I know that if I don't hug the closets and Rush comes, it's game over. So I'd sometimes wait 20, 30 seconds just to be sure that there was not a Rush that was running late, woke up after oversleeping, maybe their alarm went off uh, at the wrong time. So after this fairly methodical room 91 to 99, the green rooms, we eventually make it all the way up here. Where are we? Can you? Oh, there was a rush, so it was a good thing I was waiting. At this point, I wait. No other rush comes, so I hurry over. Open up 98. I go ahead, practice caution. Nothing happens. I run up to 99. Stay by the closet. Here, I sit for a moment and ask people. Oh, I start talking at this point, so I'm gonna just turn off the sound there. Actually, should I have the sound? It's accelerated, so you're not going to understand me very well. Unless I have 5 minutes or speed boost, obviously, which I do not. But, yeah, basically, I decided to risk not going in closet since I'm terrible with closet against figure. Yeah, you can't understand me. Let's just turn that off. And from here, I constantly keep an eye on where figure is. Always keeping some kind of idea on where figure is. I either hear where figure is or I see where figure is. And if I know where figure is, I make a decision. If figure's too close, I just sit here and wait. And then once I see figure in my perfect location, like I did over here, it looks like figure was walking down the other direction. I collected that button. I wasn't sure that figure wasn't about to jump out at me, so I go ahead and go to the right. Listen, turns out that was the right call because figure would have killed me if I went towards that button. And I go in here. I'm listening carefully to figure, trying to keep a good eye on where figure is in my kind of mental map of the place. It's a fairly basic blueprint. It's hardly even really a map. It's more of just the shape of an 8. So I patiently wait until I hear figure going in a direction that's acceptable. I go in the direction and realize that figure suddenly turned around. If you're wondering like part of why I'm just sitting there for long periods of times at times, figure would randomly freeze so much during this, and it terrified me. So here I realized I had one more button and I had to go back towards where I was earlier. I was pretty disappointed I didn't grab this button earlier because now it is putting me in quite the awkward spot. So after a long period of waiting, I managed to rush across. Let me actually get back here so you can see the exact moment. I rush across, sneak in here to see where figure is. And I wait a long time. That was 40 seconds right there that went by of me just sitting there and waiting, which is why I'm skipping a lot. I tried to sneak by, but I heard figure moving, and I decided to play it safe. After I was certain I had it all set, I went up to grab the key. I could have lockpicked, but I only took the lockpicks for if the game broke, and I had a game-breaking bug. Since I did not observe a game-breaking bug, I just grabbed the key as normal, saw figure walk by, run up to the door here. We're going to unlock this door. Run over to the fuse box, put all the fuses in, And improbably, the most relaxed part of the run as A90 attacked me in that cutscene and failed, I just hit all the buttons that light up. Round 1, easy. Round 2, easy. And now round 3. Round 3 is a little harder since one of the buttons will always not be shown. But once I saw that 3, which is a button I didn't have selected, lit up, I hit 3, turned, and bolted. I wasn't sure how close Figure was behind me. I didn't want to find out. And with that, I completed 150%. Let's try that again. All that's left is this, which is the badge. I hope you all enjoyed. I hope this helped you in some capacity. And if it did, please leave a like or a comment saying that it helped you, because then other people know it works too. With that, I'll see you all next time. Thanks for watching.